Are you ready to have your website get found by the right people? Are you looking to rank at the top of Google so you get more traffic to your website? Are you ready to learn how to use SEO and content marketing to grow your organic traffic? If so, you are in the right place, my friend. Welcome to the Simple SEO Content Podcast. Hi, and welcome back to the Simple SEO Podcast. I'm so glad that you are here with me. Today, I want to dig into how Google works, because I think sometimes it's easier to kind of wrap our heads around a concept such as SEO or search engine optimization if we really truly understand kind of how what we're doing plays a role in the overall success and kind of how everything happens. And I know there's a lot of misinformation out there about SEO and how it works and all of that. So I figured, why not share with you how it actually works? So Google, as you know, is a search engine. People go in, they search for a keyword or a key phrase, anywhere from 1 word to 6 or 7 words. Sometimes they put in a full question. And then Google brings up websites that it believes are going to be closely related to that query based on what was asked. Now, how does Google figure out who to show to the searcher, right? So let's walk through how the information on your website ends up in someone's search results, and they hopefully click on your website and come visit. So when you publish new content on your website, or when you first publish a website, Google has a search engine spider. It's a crawler, and its name is Googlebot. And Googlebot goes all across the web, and it checks out all the websites that it can find. And it crawls from link to link to link. This is why link building is important to SEO. And in the early days of SEO, link building was critical. It was probably the most important thing that you could do to help a website rank higher, was to build more links to it. Excuse me. Because Google would crawl those links and would find the different pages. So there's 2 different types of links. There are internal links. Those are links on your website from one page on your website to another page on your website. And then there are external links. External links are links from your website to a different website. So when you're creating content, this is why it's recommended that we do something like the hub and spoke model, where your content is about one core subject area, and those blog posts or those pieces can link to each other. Because if you think about it for a second, Googlebot is crawling link to link to link, and that's how they're indexing the information. They're crawling all the different links on your website. So when you have a blog post and you link to it, and then you have another blog post that you link to in that blog post, Googlebot finds all those different pages, all those different posts. So now that Googlebot has found your post, that's the starting point. Then what it's going to do is to go through and look at the SEO elements, those places on your page or post that are supposed to have the clues as to what the page is about. Those are going to be your title tag and your meta description, your header tags, your image file names, your image alt text, your URL potentially, your copy, like all the different places. Googlebot's going to look for a keyword on that page in those different places. If you're not sure what they are or how to format them, what to do with them, get the beginner's SEO guide. It's at the freebies tab on my website, etchedmarketing.com/freebies. It's got all that information. It's going to walk you through what those things are, what they look like, how to format them for SEO, all of that. So now Google is going through all the different SEO elements, and each time it sees the same check mark or the same keyword, it's kind of like a check mark for Googlebot. Oh, this page is about this. So it puts it in its gigantic index, and it kind of marks that this page over here, this URL over here is about this keyword. So now your content has been indexed by Googlebot. So now the next time somebody goes to Google and searches that keyword that Googlebot knows that that page is about, they're more likely to show it to them in the search results because they search for this keyword and Googlebot goes, oh, I have a page that's about this keyword. It's right over here, and it serves it up in the results. So it's a simple process if you think about it. Googlebot goes from link to link to link all across the web. It clicks on the links on your website. It clicks on the links on other websites. One link may send it to another page on your website. Another link may send it to a different website. When we're talking about links, there also are two different types of links. So we talked about internal and external. Beyond that, we also have follow and no follow. So a follow link, or you may see it marked as a do follow link, that's one that tells Googlebot, hey, go ahead and follow this link. Go on over here and explore and go check it out. A no follow link is one that tells Googlebot, hey, don't look at this one. Don't follow, don't come crawl over here. You don't need to do it. So what's the difference between a follow and a no follow? Where my students end up running into this, what we see more often than not, is kind of how it applies to you as a small business owner is really in link building and like digital PR and earning links back. A follow link is going to share a little bit of the domain authority from the other website with your website. So it's basically saying to Google, hey, we like this website. We're going to link to it and we want to kind of endorse it. It's kind of a little bit of a love, a little bit of an endorsement. And in time, getting those with the follow link will actually help boost your website's domain authority, which is going to generally make it a little easier to rank for additional keywords. It's not a given. It's not something from Google. Google says no, it doesn't come into play. But as somebody who's been in SEO for 15 years, I can tell you, generally speaking, a website that is more authoritative has a good number of backlinks that are followed backlinks, and they're from different domains and all of that, that's been around for a while, that has good content on it, etc. It's generally going to have a better chance of ranking higher in the search results than a newer website or a website without a lot of links on it. So those follow links do often help boost your website's authority. And in turn, we generally start to see that it's a little easier to rank for additional keywords because generally speaking, Google wants to show the best result. And the reality is they're not going to just have one website or one URL that they can show to someone for the query that they're searching in the search results. So how does Google decide who shows up and in what order? So that's where a lot of this comes into play. And it really is about having that authority in Google's eyes, having really great content on your website, being very helpful. The things that Google's looking at and what they're grading your content on now is obviously the helpful content algorithm update, which is now just part of the overall Google algorithm. And honestly, I know people are acting like helpful content is something new. You guys, helpful content is, while it may not have had the name helpful content, we've been talking about creating great quality content, creating it for the user, writing for the user for 12 years at least. Like, this is not new. So anybody who's panicking or saying, oh my gosh, helpful content algorithm update killed my site. No, you didn't have good content. If you got hurt by helpful content, you didn't have good content. You weren't paying attention to what was important for Google in the first place. Because if you had good, high quality content that was helpful to your audience, you didn't get penalized by that algorithm update last fall. The other thing that Google looks at and grades your content on is EEAT, experience, expertise, authority, and trust. So how do you show EAT in your content? You share personal anecdotes, you share experience, you share research, you show, you talk about case studies, you build out your authority and your trust signals through other websites, or, having author profiles. And authorship is not really something you need to optimize for today. We did at one point, but you don't have to do that today. But author profiles start to show up sometimes like in the Google knowledge base. Like if you search my name, if you search Rachel Lindhagen, you will see, generally speaking, on the right-hand bar on Google, you'll see a picture of me. It'll say author. It'll show, generally search engine land is the first one that it shows there. Sometimes it shows my website. Sometimes it doesn't. It just kind of depends on how Google's feeling. Google's a little finicky. That's an author profile. That's because Google knows, oh, Rachel is an SEO industry expert. This is what she talks about. These are the things that she addresses. So that's one of the ways that it helps to build that authority and that trust with Google for my website. Now, you can't control that. Google just creates that knowledge panel, that knowledge graph, that information about you. You cannot control that. But what you can do is to create great content, no surprise, optimize it for the search engine, and then really focus on building a good, solid brand. Make sure that you are taking care of customers. You've got ideally as much positive feedback as possible, and you're just overall a good brand, and you're seeing positive sentiment across different channels, and that's going to help you. So hopefully that makes sense. You understand kind of how Google works, what it's doing to find all the information, how it's determining who ranks where, how it figures out if you're going to rank or not. So let me know if you have any questions. You can always submit them on the Google form, or you can text them to the show using that text information that's in the app. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you back here next week. That's all for today's episode of the Simple SEO Content Podcast. I want to thank you so much for joining me. Make sure you visit my website, etchedmarketing.com, and visit the freebies tab. Right there, you're going to find the SEO Content Quick Start Guide along with the free SEO class. So you'll have everything you need to know to get started with SEO and content marketing. Then do me a favor, if you wouldn't mind, if you would do a rating and a review of this podcast on your favorite platform. That would really help spread the message, and I do greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions, you can always DM me on Instagram at Etched Marketing Academy, and I will see you right back here next week.